Assalamualaikum and hi, this is Alif Adnan and I'm going to give you an insight of meat self-sufficiency in Malaysia. According to this table by Ministry of Agriculture of Malaysia, although there is an ascending trend for every type of meat every year, we still do not produce enough for our local market demand. From here we could see on 2012 we could only produce 30% of beef and 30% of mutton. To fulfill our local market, we import most of the meat or livestock from other country. In other hand, we produce enough poultry meat and pork for our local demand, which is 102% and 94% respectively for the year of 2012. The big question now is why? Before we go deeper into this topic, I want to explain the two types of farm animal. The first one is ruminant. Ruminant is where goat and sheep and cattle belongs to. They have a large stomach with 4 compartments, which is the rumen, omasum, reticulum and abomasum. This large fermentative vat is designed to digest high fiber raw fish such as grass into energy. However, there's a catch, which is bloat. Bloat is a result of feeding too much high carbohydrate feed such as maize that will produce high amount of gas in the stomach that can cause acute death. Whereas pig and poultry have single stomach. They are omnivores which can utilize both plant and animal based feed. This is one of the main reasons why we can produce enough pork and poultry meat on economical scale, because they have many range of alternative feed sources. This will greatly help the industry to maintain the low feeding cost by turning to another alternative feed source whenever there is a price hike of the conventional feed. But in this video, I want to highlight on the ruminants first. Why we cannot produce enough beef and mutton or lamb for our local demand market? The main obstacle lies on our climate. Goats and cattle as well as other ruminants do not have sweat glands like us. They regulate their body heat by respiratory evaporation. The water in the respiratory tract will absorb body heat and will be released to the surrounding. However, our humidity is 70% to 19%, which means the air is already concentrated with water and it is harder for water to evaporate. Thus, it is harder for the ruminant to lose heat. Ruminant in Malaysia will most likely to suffer from heat stress. And what does heat stress do? The ruminant who suffers from heat stress will increase daily maintenance energy by 7 to 25%. They will eat less and increase in water intake and will produce less meat and milk yield. Heat stress will also result in lower conception rates and lower birth rates, meaning the chances for them to get pregnant and giving birth is low. So we can see here the animal is using more energy and eat less at the same time, which will cause energy deficit, and this will lead to many health and yield performance problems. The next main problem lies within our soil. Malaysia, having the tropical climate, have high amount of average rainfall ranging from 3000 mm up to 4000 mm a year. This very high amount of precipitation drains the mineral in the soil until it is not available to the plant. Mineral leaching will cause the soil to be acidic and is not suitable for most grain crop cultivation for ruminant feed. Grain crops like corn and soybean are annual plants which only survive for only one growing season. Constant land preparation such as liming and fertilizing are done to increase the pH to the acidic soil and replenish the mineral loss. Cultivating grain crop in economical scale like what we have with our oil palm plantation is not viable. Thus, we are depending on importing feed source from other country. To make livestock farming viable, we need to produce maximum yield with minimum production cost, and eventually we gain optimum profit margin. Livestock suffer from heat stress from hot and humid climate of Malaysia, deteriorating their ability to perform and produce maximum yield. Feed quality is determined by the nutrient content on the feed. Since the cost of quality feeds such as corn and soybean meal are high, Malaysian livestock farmers turn up to cheaper but low quality feeds such as oil palm fronds. In order for the industry to grow exponentially, we need to find a way to tackle the climate, feed, and the ruminants' physiological issues. I hope this video is useful. Thank you.